Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading room. Hang on here just a second. We'll get the screen share going on. All right. So we've got, hold on a second here. Sorry. Okay, so yesterday the market pretty much in a free fall until the afternoon when things settled down a little bit. Here, let me back it up just a little. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, the market out of yesterday's open, just a very, very strong session lower until the afternoon session, after which it kind of settled into a little bit of a sideways range. It did bottom out a little bit later, early afternoon, and then just kind of kept ranging back and forth. Some pretty big swings overall. There were certainly some opportunities to be had here. But this back and forth trading continued through the overnight. And here we are this morning looking at, well, it looks like we did have a rule of three signal here on the Eagle, the market heading lower so far, but no real gap to consider. It's funny how during Wednesday's session, 7,700 was such a big number. Yesterday, 7,600 was a fairly significant number. And look at this morning we're trading around 7,500. I showed you yesterday on the daily chart. And I suggested to you that 7,400 was not out of reach, and that's certainly kind of where we're hovering right now. And you can see the volume on yesterday's bars. This is what you expect. You expect a big bar to have big volume, and it pretty much is suggestive that the market is going to be fairly bearish, at least for the short term, I would say. But it is Friday. Fridays can be unusual. Friday's like the middle child. Except it happens at the end of the week, not in the middle of the week. So far, though, my biggest concern is that we are still within yesterday's range. And as such, I think we need to be a little extra cautious. I think most traders might like to see the week finish on a bullish note. Which tends to be the case in the stock indices. I'm taking my time getting started here, but it looks like we've had a couple decent signals. Here on the Raptor, I was just noticing how the Geiger counter is in sync with this #1 signal. And we're getting some very nice follow through from that. The Geiger counter actually makes an excellent filter for your trades if you're wanting to make sure the momentum is there. The Geiger counter is a great tool to have. Well, we're kind of getting back into no man's land where we're having the, well, I won't scroll it back again, but I know there's some resistance around the 75.40, 75.50 zone. Let's see where that falls on our support and resistance suite. Oh yeah, there we go. So we've got primary resistance at 75.53.50. Again, that's just a number that I remember from yesterday, that there was some activity around that price zone. So as we get up there, because yesterday was so bearish, if the market trades up here, I would not be surprised to see the sellers beat up on the buyers again and perhaps send it lower one more time. In the meantime, though, it's looking a little bit more bullish than bearish. This now a hard edge bounce, even though it did not signal as a hard edge bounce. You can see that visually we're certainly right there. And we have an opportunity for a second push entry if I hurry. Oops, that was out of reach. Let's try that again. Okay, hold on one second here. I'm going to, sometimes if you suspect your trade manager didn't load correctly, let me show you how you can reload your trade manager. So you're going to right click, you're going to go here to your strategies window, highlight your trade manager and just remove it. Then you can double click your trade manager, and what you'll need to do, this is why it's helpful to have a template saved, because you can just go down here and you can find your template, load your account, because I should be able to, no, I guess not. Okay, that is out of reach. So here now we're getting yet another #3 signal, and we're back in the same price zone. So I'm just going to have to set it up a little bit tighter perhaps. So this number 3 signal printing, because of course it actually did encounter the hard edge of the trading band. This next signal, if we print another buy signal, there we go, you can see we're getting the hard edge buy warning. I'm not going to get too tight on it though, because you can see we've got that little bit of a trend line resistance to deal with. But at the moment, it might be shaping up to be a rather drawn out bull flag. And if they keep flip-flopping on the orders here, I'm going to end up pulling my order. Okay, here we go with yet another number 3 signal. We're back up here one more time. Hi Mo. Mo says, hi Eric. I have a question on the 3 birds. Can they still be purchased separately, as I did not see them offered on the website like they were a few years back? Short answer, yes. Send me an email. And we can arrange something for you. Typically, however, they are meant to work as a group, so we don't usually like to split them up, but if you really feel you only want the one, then yes, we can make arrangements for that. All right, so the second push entry actually working out very well there, keeping me out of trouble. Hooray. And now all of a sudden we're getting very bearish again. The hawk here is kind of giving an indication that the market is in a sideways drift. You see how we're getting all these yellow bars clustering and how they're printing all in more or less the same price level. Our filter is just a real mess down here. That tells you, or should be telling you, that the market is in a sideways mode. And if you look here at the trade forecaster, we can see that as well. We are currently in swing mode and heading towards scalp mode shortly after the top of the hour. While I have everyone here, and while I remember, just a quick reminder, no trading room on Monday. I'm not going to be available Monday. All right, here we go with yet another buy, so a hard edge bounce. Remember, when the market encounters the hard edge, we anticipate a reaction, and I don't know, I'm kind of caught on my back foot here this morning. So it did turn out to be a bit of a bull flag. the hazards of being a trading room moderator. Especially for me, I'm not a multitasker, as my wife will plainly tell you. I have a hard enough time doing one thing at a time. I think, just kind of looking at the market, here we'll take a look at the Falcon this time. I think just looking at the market, a move up here to around the 75.50 zone is not out of the question. I could see the market try to get up here, and I could also see a bunch of sellers just waiting to stomp on the buyers when and if they get that high. Now, how can you say, hey, Eric, how can you see that? Well, again, it's just kind of a carryover from yesterday where, and here, we can do this. Hold on a second. Where's that daily chart? If we took the daily chart here now, and let's say we looked at, I don't know, let's look at a 5-minute chart. So here's a 5-minute chart from yesterday, and you kind of see how the market was kind of congested through this period here before the market took the next move lower. Well, that tells me that there was a lot of trading going on through here, right? Just the simple fact of the amount of time the market spent here. So this is a number that the market is very interested in. So as we get closer to here, the market is going to try to get a little bit more bearish as we attract more sellers. And you can see even on this little 5-minute bar how we're already perhaps getting a little bit more bearish. There's nothing wrong with following a 5-minute chart or a 15-minute chart, or as you can see, I like to reference the daily chart just to give you another perspective, if you will. The mean Renko bars are great for showing you who is controlling the market and where, but they're not always an easy reference because if there's a lot of activity, you can see how many bars you end up printing, and it kind of becomes a little bit more difficult to follow. Alrighty, so here now, we're starting to get some of those sellers interested. The Hawk already with the first micro macro cross. The Falcon with the trend change signal. The Raptor actually had the early trend change signal. The early number one. So this signal, unfortunately, is one that you're going to develop after some screen time, because what you're going to do is you're actually anticipating the clouds to cross. You've had the pullback, you've got the signal. So that's what we refer to as the early number one signal. The nice thing about that, of course, is sometimes you do get this kind of move where you get the early rush of momentum. But not to fear. If this is a breakout that is going to stick, there should be another opportunity. Otherwise, we probably don't want to get involved anyhow. Mark offering his feedback here for what it's worth. He says, having all three birds gives a great perspective over 3 time frames. I use all three together to make trading decisions, like using the hard edge and the cloud on the eagle for confirmation or possible turns. So I can't imagine not having all three, but that's just my perspective. I'm with you, Mark. I think there's a lot to be gained by having the 3 tools. Even if you only end up really following one of them or trading off one of them. All right, here I'm talking too much again. Doggone it. This number 1 signal that I just saw here with a nice little second push opportunity. Well, let's see. We're going to get a discretionary signal here, perhaps. Oh no, I'm not gonna rush it. Don't be chasing a trade, Eric. Goodness knows I've missed enough of them. One more isn't going to matter. Okay, so some very nice follow through on all the signals across the board here right now. Yeah, nicely done, Mark. Mark says took the trend change signal here on the Falcon with 6 cars and hit my profit target, and then the follow-up late filter entry hit my goal on 2 trades in the same leg. Just wow, Mark says. Yeah, crazy day today. Fridays are like that. They're either the market comes unstuck or it won't move at all. Okay, a little bit of bullishness coming back. We might see a reverse here. I could see the market trying to get back here to the median line. So here we are now into the hard edge. Let's see if we produce a number 3 signal, or if the market actually comes back with a buy signal. That buy signal, by the way, would be a number 2 signal. Oh, there's the number 3. Wow, they're just unfolding so fast here. I'm going to have to start just hitting the buy and sell buttons. So here we are now at the low of the morning. Okay, and now we're back down here to the primary support. So a very, very strong move lower. These are the kinds of days I'm always tempted just to punch in a short order anywhere. But the problem is not so much the direction, rather trying to cover this trade. Well, the tools are working. I'm the one that's kind of stuck here this morning. Wow. All right. Well, I don't know how deep of a pullback the market's willing to offer at this point here. Still another number three signal. Uh, my concern is, okay, we're at the end of opening range, but we do have a second push opportunity on this one. And we're actually coming back with a number two signal now. You know what? I'm going to do an OCO here. I'm going to short down here. I'm going to buy up here. So we've got a number three signal, a number two signal, and each one is giving us the second push opportunity. This number three signal, again, not printing as the number three because we're a couple of ticks off of the hard edge, but visually it should be telling you we've got a hard edge bounce. So it's just checking the cloud width. So we definitely had an extended band right here. And it looks like, oh, okay, let's try that again here. My trade manager. Sometimes when the market hesitates like that, it seems to confuse the OCO order. And let's see, did I get slipped? Oh, I got serious. What's going on there? Okay, so where's my next resistance line? Up here. There we go. That's a crazy big trade, but we'll see if the buyers are serious. We're back now to the hard edge, which typically is the target for these number two trades. And then, of course, we always anticipate a reaction when we come into the hard edge. They're modestly bullish, but not very. Not yet, anyway. I gotta see it get above the hard edge here before I can get a little bit more comfortable with the trade. No, not ready to reverse yet. Look at that. Price is continuing to slide. All right, let's put that away for now. We are getting close to yesterday's lows, however. So you can see yesterday the market bottoming out at 74.56 half. Yeah, Mark says the fastest moving day of the week. My adrenal gland is still recovering. It certainly is. It's these fast days, I find a little bit difficult to get a handle on them. All right, a little bit of a pullback back to the hard edge. Almost making a bit of a bottom. the filter introducing a little bit more blue in here. That might be suggestive of a change in momentum. Yeah, look at that. I was too early. Story of my life. Well, the buyers stepping up here. So here was the monster move out of the open. A little bit of a pullback. Here's another move lower. Now we're starting to hit that sideways skid, which may throw the market into a sideways trading range. And might see the market try to rally a little. Well, now we are full on in scalp mode. And for the remainder of the morning, it looks like. All right, let's see what they do here. Coming out of this, looks like we might, there we go, there's another number one signal. Just to be different, I'll try to go with trend this time, and darn it, missed the opportunity to short. All right, let's put that away for now. It should head lower. You can see the Geiger counter here. Short-term bias, very, very bearish. If this last swing low holds and we start to see the market trending higher, we're going to have a rule of three signal on the eagle. And that might make us slightly more bullish, but only for the very short term. I think today given the very strong downtrend, you should probably only be looking at short signals. So far, this low is holding. So if we do a little connect the dot kind of thing, so far the market is looking a touch more bullish. So knowing that, let's see if we get a number 2 signal. Oh, do I dare? Do I really dare try to buy it again? All right, here we go. And they're now the number 2 signal. So we'll enable that, and oh, I'm just going to buy it. There we go. And I'm going to hold my stops back below here. And see if we can't sneak a little bit extra out of this one. Maybe even, oh, do I dare try to get it back all the way to 7,500? That might be asking a lot. Oh, although if the market breaches that high, I don't think I'll try to take it all the way to the median line, but I think if they rally, no, they're not going to. Darn it. Darn it. I'm going to get tagged here again, I think. I was kind of watching this as a bear flag, looking for the market to kind of hold the bottom end of this bear flag. But this breakout here, well, now I need to see it get above these highs. If it gets above those highs, there's hope, but right now you can see how it's just going to try to break down. And if it breaks down, it's probably going to tag me out. Oh, look at that. Maybe got a lucky break. Goodness knows I could use a little bit of a lucky break here today. Okay, if we get a little bit of traction, I will move into perhaps an ATR stop. Oh, don't take me out yet. So this little swing high here, this is the level that encouraged a fair amount of selling before. The Geiger counter is green, so I think the buyers may try to make a push through here, get on the other side of this primary support line. Ah, stinkers. Come on. No, they didn't quite give it to me, um, but it is still a cloud crossover. So if we get another buy signal here, there it is. So here's the number one signal, and things are moving so fast here today. You can see what I'm doing is I'm just setting my stop and using the buy and sell buttons to get into the trade. I'll go with plan A again and try to see if the market won't get up here towards 7,500. Oops, I don't want to roll that just yet. Thank you very much. What's interesting is this number two signal that just printed, while technically counter trend to the band here, is actually a with trend signal if you consider the overall bias of the market today. Oh, come on. Oh, those counter trend trades. They're going to be the death of me, I swear it. Oh my gosh. They're just so tempting. It's like a bowl of Haagen-Dazs ice cream. All right. I'm still not convinced I was on the wrong side of that equation. Rather, I couldn't keep my stops far enough away, which is so annoying. When you're right about a trade, but you're wrong because you can't keep the stops out of the way. All right, here they go. A little bit of an uptick again. Wow, are we actually not going to get another chance here today? Are we just going to spend the rest of the morning going back and forth within this trading range? Well, it does look like maybe I was early on that trade again. Look at that. Oh, I may need to mute my microphone here in a minute. All right, so now we're going to get a number one signal. The clouds have crossed. The market came down here, retested the lows, bounced higher. Unfortunately for me, I got tagged along the way. There's the number one signal. Wow, they got some giddy up here today. Oh, they're really starting to move. All right, maybe I will try to take it to the median line. I got a loss to offset. So even trying to get into this trade just with the buy and sell buttons, wow, what a crazy day here today. Okay, hopefully not too much of a pullback here to give the trailing stop an opportunity. So here we are now at 7,500, which was the value I figured the market might respond to. And we're seeing a little bit of a hesitation, perhaps. If it stays above 7,500, it's almost certain it will make a run here at the median line at 75.18.5. Well, makes me wish I had traded multiples on this one. I would love to have taken profit here around 7,500 and try to trail the remainder. Alrighty. Well, I feel a little better about that. How unfortunate, though. Such a strong day. And like I said, I kind of got stuck on my back foot, but oh well. Such is trading. Okay, somewhere through here, where we're at, we can probably anticipate the sellers to get a little bit excitable again. So we're pretty much where the market opened this morning. A little bit of a rally up, but then the sellers just took control, drove the market down, and here we are. They kind of allowed the market to get back to 75.05, and that's kind of in the zone where we're at right now. So once again, the seller's getting keen to short around that 75.05, 75.6 area. In fact, here on the Raptor, we already got a number 2 signal. Again, it didn't print as a number 2 just because the parameters, it was a little bit outside the programming, but it is still a number 2 signal. We have a trend, we have the retest of the high, and then we have the sell signal. And that's what's going to make it a number 2 signal. We're getting a little bit of conflict, though. The hawk already bearish, as is the falcon. And then, of course, we're back here to the hard edge on your Eagle and Raptor. So we've got the hard edge now, and we've got this primary support zone. This is where the buyers kind of stepped up on that last little run up. So we're starting to back or the market's starting to back itself into a little bit of a corner. Yeah. Mark says, wow, a roller coaster Friday. It certainly is. The fur is flying today. Okay, we had a warning dot here on the eagle. No buy signal just yet, but there's the hard edge bounce on the eagle. We're going to get the same signal here on the raptor. And again, I'm talking too much rather than trading. So let me take that signal and I'm going to, I don't want, stop it. It's got 6 contracts on there. Not quite sure how that happened, but let's do this correctly. So here now the hard edge bounce, and what I'm looking for is a retest of the high, right? A test of the extreme. If this was a sideways trading range, we've broken out, we've retested, right? We've had the breakout. Here's the retest, and now we've got the signal to buy. So we'll see whether or not the buyers can follow through on this. A second push entry on this might have been the better way to go, just given the, like Mark said, the roller coaster that we're experiencing today. It might help keep you on the correct side of the trade. Definitely a scalping type of day. And here we go back and forth some more. Well, things definitely, the seller's not letting go. So if we continue higher from here, you could call this an early number one, but this is really kind of stretching it. I think because the bands are so narrow, you'd be better off waiting for the bands to actually stack in a bullish fashion, get that pulled back, and get the proper number one signal. You don't want to start inventing things. No, they're just not letting go. So here, actually on the Eagle now, we have a rule of three signal to short. 1, 2, 3 signals against the bullish band. Wow. Oh, there you go. Les says today is non-farm payroll day. So that definitely adding some volatility to the marketplace. And here go the sellers again. Yes, Mark says that would explain the explosion of activity around 5:30 Pacific. Yeah, look at that. All these bars here developing. Just kind of splashing on your screen all at once. Well, has not been a stellar day for me, I'm afraid. Now we're just kind of stuck sideways again. Okay, coming back with some sell signals now. The hawk, a little conflicted here. You can see a lot more yellow bars here on the hawk. The falcon turning bearish, the eagle already bearish, and of course here now we have the raptor with the same. And we've got a second push opportunity on this number 3 signal, which seems I'm late to almost all my signals here this morning. All right, they're backing off of that, so we'll cancel that for now, and we'll put that away. We're still well within this morning's range. Oop, wrong tool. If we highlight this morning's trading range, this is pretty much where we're at, and you can see even though we had an attempted breakout, it failed. And now we're back right pretty much in the middle of this morning's trading range. And that leaves the market with a very neutral bent right now. Oh dear, once again, got caught looking the wrong way. I was checking out my E-mini chart, and we had this nice little number 3 signal develop. Not my day today. Oh well. At 74.63. I think that's today's lows, isn't it? No, actually just below today's lows. So we're challenging the low of the day and getting a little bit of a pushback now, which is anticipated when you breach a higher low. Oh man. All right, let's see if we get one more push back to the hard edge or close to the hard edge. And very, very tempting number two signal to try to buy. I think I've had my fill of number two signals for the week. How broad is the band, by the way? Oh, it's kind of in that neighborhood where we might anticipate a reverse. Okay, back now to that hard edge, the trading band. The Hawk and the Falcon already a little bit bullish. The Eagle and the Raptor still bearish. In spite of the big moves today, it has been a difficult day trading. I almost find these kinds of days where the market just trends so quickly more difficult to handle than those sideways type sessions. Okay, so we got the number three signal. I'm considering it. I think I would prefer to have like a second push opportunity on it. There we go. That's a little bit further away. By the way, this buy signal is going to be another number two. Again, I'm halfway tempted to bracket. Oh, sure, why not? Why not? Let's do another OCO. So I'm going to buy a breakout higher. I'm going to short a move lower. So we've got a number two signal here that's printing. We've got a number three signal, both of which we have second push entry opportunities on. I'll get my stop strategy handy. let's try that again. There's a little something funky going on with my trade manager here this morning. I think I need to reboot my NinjaTrader. I'm not going to worry about it right now, though. And we'll see. We'll see if the buyers can get us back here. Well, 7,500 would be a great little move. But I think I will go for the more modest move back here to the primary support zone, if I can get it. I've not had much luck with the counter trend today. Oh, and here we go again. Oh, man. Come on, you buyers. You keep making like you want to rally the market up, and then you disappear. All right, we'll stay with this trade a few minutes longer. Otherwise, we're going to button up shop here shortly. Remember, no trading room on Monday. I will see you again on Tuesday. If you're going to continue trading today, oh my goodness, I think it's just going to continue to be a chop fest here. You can see, I think the market should make a little bit of a pullback, but right now, the trend is down. There's no denying that. I'm going to try to nurse this trade back at least to a break even, and maybe try to scalp a few trades to offset my earlier losses. All right, everyone, I will see you on Tuesday. Have yourselves a great weekend. Bye for now.